think I flipped actually.
Yeah,
I got
that's
stuck
what I'm
on a rock.
referring to.
I don't know who helped Coulter, I guess.
Well, I wasn't here and I don't make mistakes.
Right.
Let's go, let's go.
Right, yeah, let's go.
It's just one big
Oh,
one.
No,
we're
who's
just-
left?
Oh, who's...
Oh, holding us all up. God damn it.
Fucking idiots.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't give empty threats. mate.
Drill.
Come on, man.
Don't give empty
Don't leave me hanging.
Your reputation will be lowered as well.
I know what
See,
I'm
it
doing.
was just in time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
That second was like 7 seconds long.
It's fine. That's what I meant to do.
Mhm.
So, we have the exhilarating map that is Fisherman's Bay. Which,
Yay.
like, yeah, I think it's quite interesting. I quite like playing on it. I mean, I don't play it very well, but it's an interesting map. It's your typical 2-corridor map that you get, which is just like every single map in this game, where you try and win one flank, turn around, defend base, and it's pretty easy in terms of that. So to start, can everyone come to the top base, and we'll imagine that we're attacking from the top base. To start with, make it a bit easier.
I wish I'd taken the tog.
I'm not sure if that was such a good idea, to be honest.
I would have just shot Mickle with heat. Because, I don't know, it's fun.
What else is there to say? There's no boosting on this map, which is bad.
Yeah, there is.
Is there though?
There's K9.
No, there's no actual boosting to do on this map.
There's no boosting that's actually worthwhile.
Useful, yeah.
So you don't really need to worry about people being in random
What about the
places.
boosting where you, oh, I can get
You
a
don't
good
imagine.
screenshot.
Exactly. What else? Alright, really? Everywhere's RT safe, not RT safe, basically. So there's no point trying to hide from RT, really. Apart from if you're in town behind some massive buildings. Right. If everybody's here, we can begin the breakneck tour. So, firstly we have this bush here, which can be used to defend against people in A3, peeking over. You have to stay really, really still here, sorry. It's good for bat chats and stuff to spot anyone who's trying to be annoying. You can also do this a bit further back, where there are better ridges and you might be able to actually shoot them. Either without being spotted or just being held down, like here, or a bit further along in the next bush. But you need to be careful from the ridge, from the mid-ridge, E-line. You can be shot at quite easily if you get spotted and you're being put out of position. Something you see every so often is like TDs, or even some mediums sometimes being a bit weird, and like sitting in these bushes here, and you can shoot down the 8 line when they start to push. Probably not a good idea because you're not really doing much, and unless your team starts to lose the flank, you're much better off just pushing into the town. If you do push in the town, there are quite a few different options. But generally, if you're attacking from the north, which is what we're imagining you're doing here, you don't really want to go down the, what line? The west of the 8 line. Hang on.
Whoa,
Are you
what
guys
the
lagging
hell?
too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a massive lag spike.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a complete game, guys. Complete game. No bugs.
Small indie developer.
Blame dev. Blame dev.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up,
No, it's an early access too.
bitch.
Early access indeed.
Ramming me as well.
So this place you can use, it's okay. You can shoot people in whatever square that is, F8, or people on the other side in F9. But you need to be careful of being shot through the arches. It can be easy for them to shoot into your hull when you can't shoot them back. And you also can get good shots if they decide to push next to the...
Let's put
I
down
can't hear
all the
myself.
trees.
Don't knock down the trees. I need some of those trees later.
Oh. Sorry.
Also, if you're in like an American tank, like a T-32 or a T-34, you can go hell down on this bit of rubble pretty effectively, especially if you're side scraping a little bit, which can be quite annoying to deal with. But again, you can be shot at from over in F9 and F0. Anyone peeking over there, and it's kind of hard to move up as well once your team starts moving up because you're quite easy to get shot at as you're doing so. So generally, if you want to try and take this flank, you need to try and be aggressive, pushing down this road here, to try and take up corners round about here. If you push too far out, you can be shot at from the middle. like round about here. But there is this helpful building as well that you can use to hide yourself. You know, there might be people hiding behind the church. You can do some good brawling around here. And there are plenty of buildings to hide from the middle as well. Then once if you manage to take this flank, and you've done loads of damage hopefully already, you can move around. There might be artillery here. As you're crossing this, you can be shot at from the middle. It's quite an open crossing. You can cross a bit further over towards towards the water side to do it a bit more safely. Stuff usually waiting around here. Then there are there's a couple of bushes that you generally want to be using to either spot their cap or spot anyone in that massive line of bushes along the front of their base. Like this bush can be used if you're pretty sneaky in a light tank or a bat chat or something. Or alternatively, you can like knock over these trees, can't you? Knock them over forward,
Knock
and then
over trees.
that works like that. And you can use this as cover instead, which can be a bit more effective. And there are plenty of trees so you can double bush as well, especially a bit further back. And more often than not, you don't want to cross along here until the late game, where there might only be like less than 5 people alive. So as you're crossing, you're easily shot at from the middle. Anyone along the H line, H1, 2, 3, or anyone camping on the 2 line, HJK2. So if you think there are quite a lot of tanks left alive, you don't really want to be pushing across and into the cap. The cap is so open, it's really easy to defend. You're much better off just either turning around and going defending the base, or being more patient and hoping that you don't lose too quickly.
Tigers.
He's a little shit, isn't he? A proper little shit. I'm gonna shoot him in the butt in a minute.
Let's go look at the mid-ridge from the north spawn.
Yeah.
And then we'll look at the 1 line.
Let's do the mid, I just prefer going mid anyway.
Mm-hmm. 1 line can be really awkward to fight on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's so many crossfires and stuff that you can get into.
Lot of crossfire
Alright.
going on.
Yeah.
Get the in,
What
start
are you
blasting
doing?
people.
Peanuts and 200 health, how did that happen?
Thinking. Alright, wait for you guys to arrive. Right, who's in an IS-7?
Not
I
me.
don't
I'm going to presume he's AFK.
You come.
Well, you're a little too quick.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know where I want to go, and you guys don't. When you play in the middle, initially, this bush here, which can be a bit more risky, or slightly more safely, this bush here, you can use to spot out anyone crossing if they cross badly through J7 and H8. So you can definitely catch people out, but you also need to be careful of people hiding behind this building. There are loads of bushes that they can use to shoot at you where you can't spot them back. So that can be a potential danger point. If you do end up losing the town and you're playing the middle, it's certainly true in skirmishes and stuff. There's plenty of hold down areas here, like certainly here if you're in a Russian tank, or even American, where you can go hold down and just shoot at them as they try to leave the town. It's definitely something you want to be trying to go for, if you're not being aggressive down the 2 line because you've lost the town. And again, you can move a bit further back if they start to push. Like, you can be shot at from the middle doing it. There are plenty of angles that you can find where you can shoot at them as they try to progress down the east flank whilst staying relatively safe from the middle. Like here as well is quite good, although if you don't have a lot of gun depression, you can have to poke quite high and expose yourself from the middle quite a lot. Alright.
Right.
Generally, if you're going to play 1 line, camping is not a good idea. Camping doesn't usually win games, it just prevents you from losing a little bit longer, which either means you lose slower, or it gives your
Sorry.
rest of your team to win, more time to win. But there are plenty of bushes here that you can use to defend the base. Like this one here is particularly used, especially as there's a little dip that you can sit in if you're in a Russian medium or whatever, and get hold down shots on the base. But again, you are pretty exposed to the middle, which is not so good. You just need to try and back up from the bushes after you shoot. And these bushes are probably a bit more safe because you can fall back more easily rather than being stuck on the road. But the bush cover isn't quite as good. Honestly, I have no idea how to camp on the one line. I've never tried it, and whenever I see people do it, it doesn't work out very well.
Camp on the one line?
Yeah, I know. Where you just sit in this corner and kill anyone who tries to push down.
Yeah, there is a bush there.
You can just sit in that bush.
It just
There's
seems
a
super
few in
boring.
there, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
If you do want to be
so
able, like, this one here can be good if you're in a American or Russian tank that can go hull down. There's double bushes that you can shoot through, and even if you do get spotted, you're pretty hull down, especially with that little gap in the rock. And the next one ahead, well, you can go here and like, I've seen people playing UDESs or E25s or something stupid and go in here and just not getting spotted. God, what are you doing?
Tigers is being molested.
Yeah, this
Tiger's
bush.
trying to
Damn it.
shoot.
Do we need to kick tigers for the next one?
Yeah. I mean, we could just shoot him right now.
Stop being bored. Right, progressing down the one line, you just want to try and stick as close to the ridge as you can.
Oh, you could jump into
Yeah.
the T49. I just apparently couldn't jump into it with my WZ, but my track's broken.
Right, so this is a place you can poke. There are quite a few places where you can poke onto the people camping in the bottom corner. That's one of them. You can definitely move up to the rock if you're a bit more scared about being rushed, because then if there are any TDs back in B1, they can support you if you're getting rushed. Although not always. So there's loads of rocks and stuff that might be in the way for them. And you can move up on the other side of the rock, get a hold down, and if you've managed to push them back far enough, you could go up to this corner to shoot anyone who might be in the middle. You can get kind of dodgy shots every so often, but it does put you in a massive crossfire to anyone who might be around here. There's just so many held down bits. You want to try and be as aggressive as possible on the one line and get down into this dip here, because from here it's quite hard for them to push onto you. And hopefully you have teammates to help you. Obviously don't do this alone, otherwise you'll just die like an idiot. If you do want to take the base, there are plenty of bushes from which you can snipe at people who are defending in quotation marks. This bush can be used to pretty good effect, as well as shooting at people in the middle. You can get decent shots there. Has anyone knocked over the tree? No. You can knock over this tree as well, sideways, like so. And then use that and this bush here to double bush people and get shots onto people behind the railway line in K7. Especially if you're in a American tank or Japanese with a bit more gun depression, or maybe a bit taller. And if you do want to progress, again, it's generally not a good idea to go and just cross over in the open when there's still quite a few tanks left, because there's so many crossfires you can open yourselves up to. But if you do decide to, there's quite a few bushes you can use and hold down areas from various places, but it can be pretty dodgy if there's loads of people still alive. Have I missed anything? Oh yeah. In terms of progressing from the middle down the 2/1 line, there's generally too many crossfires for it to work particularly well. Especially if there's like a Swedish TD in H1, it can just be a complete nightmare. If you don't have very good view range. Unless you're in like a mouse or something, you can angle decently and just sit there and take it while they're not shooting at the mediums that are pushing the one line. If you're playing the middle, you can definitely get shots onto the J and K 1 and 2, but it can be quite easy to overpoke it and get shot at from the enemy mediums in the middle.
At least you're alive.
Yeah. Don't touch me, don't touch me.
Sub bro.
again, the buildings from this side are generally not as good as from the other side, but playing the middle is definitely a decent strategy. There's just so many more bushes that are closer to the other side, so they can double bush you a lot easier than you can double bush them. I think that's about it for attacking from the north. If anyone has any questions, quickly. Oh, I see how this works.
You
Well,
fucking
Well, I'm a
shit.
T49,
got-
man. What the hell else I want to
Even Bluster had fucking HE loaded. He was just waiting for the fucking moment.
Really, I assume.
T49, tier 10 medium killer. Ah, Mickle.
You could have just waited out yet for the last minute.
No,
Is that too easy?
murder is better.
You're not even going to get to kill everyone.
I'll never kill, not killing them, but you know.
Hey, at least I killed tigers once.
It was a kill steal, mate, so I did 900 of that damage.
Why is everybody going for a Mickle? Everybody starts shooting at Mickle.
Nice, Mickle.
No, it was a draw. What a shame.
Alright, I'm gonna pick E60
Are we
bitches.
by any chance going to be putting this into practice, or?
No, we're going to do South Spawn now. What do you mean, put it into practice? Don't be silly.
Like,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time. They
Andy.
grab more shoes
Mhm.
than nothing.
So, as we're looking at it now,
Yep.
the middle's better if you're from the red spawn, the north spawn.
No, South spawn.
South spawn, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
South Spawn, I think the middle's a lot better to play. There's a lot more
Because of the
positions you can
bushes
use.
closer to the buildings and things.
Yeah. It's easier to spot them before they spot you.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
But in return, you get less shots on the city.
Yeah.
From the north spawn, because like from the south spawn, you have the biggest part of the city on your side of the road.
Yeah.
So if they attack on the
User
What
joined your channel.
devastator. Why?
let me check which line is it. So
Right.
if they end up on like F8,
I'm on the wrong side.
F9, you can easily
Oh,
shoot them.
yeah, you can shoot them across, can't you?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you know it's kind of a trade you make.
Can I bombardier Dev and Blue Star?
Right, boys. Down to the South Spawn to start off. And then we'll whiz round. The positions are going to be largely the same for attacking and defending the base. Just in reverse.
Don't remember
Yeah,
the Panzer
obviously.
1Cs.
Oh, who took Panzer 1C?
Who
Oh
did
my
that?
god.
Oh, good God, Dad.
Idiots.
And then there's an E50M with controlled impact.
Oh,
Do you have control impact on your S21?
What? No,
Do you
why
have
would I?
control?
Why would I have that skill on my STB?
No, I don't. I just don't know how good your crew is because I was just bumped you a tiny bit and flipping.
It's light and it has no armor.
That's no armor
Doesn't
thinking.
matter if you have enough flipping crew skills.
Oh,
You might as well
tempting.
put it on.
User joined your channel.
No, I have like. I'm doing my third skill right now.
Oh, okay, so don't.
Bluster, where are
Free
you?
XP is a wonderful thing. Doesn't give you crew skills.
Just stay away from me, yeah? I'd rather not die before the end of the training.
there's a movable ramp.
movable.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Don't flip him
What's
already.
this?
Right, shall we
Oh,
begin
yes.
then from the South Spawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramp. Right, let's go, people.
Hey, not.
Right,
Mickle!
firstly...
Get out.
Oh yeah,
Shut
let's
I
try
want
not to
to
cap.
jump.
Don't cap!
Come on, serious.
Okay, so the bushes in the base are generally pretty bad. Like, just don't sit in them. You
Yeah,
get
I'll-
spotted and die more or less instantly, and if you don't get spotted, Jesus, move out the way. If you do get spotted, you try and hide behind a rock, and then you can't move for the rest of the game. And it's that was a fun game, wasn't it? All right, let's go town first. Again, there's the bushes along this ridge and the ridge itself for base defense. Also, if you want to go into the town, you definitely want to try and cross this road as early as possible, because otherwise you can get spotted from E7 and take damage, which is obviously bad.
On my way next. Just get on the right spot. I'll just ram you with 60 kph.
I noticed that if you go over that road too late, you just get hammered.
Yeah, you just want to try and cross it on the K line or the J line at the very latest. Okay. Playing in the town's actually pretty interesting from this spawn. If you're in a TD, I think going here is a pretty good idea. There's 2 layers of, or 3 layers of bushes here that you can sit behind and shoot all the way down to D8.
I've always wondered, you know the hedges?
Mm-hmm.
Are they just act the same as bushes, or are they like, you know, for
I don't-
camo sort of thing?
I don't
or
think
not?
so.
No, I think it's destructible cover the same way the tent is in the
Yeah.
Yeah, these weird
the
hedges.
same way.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
takes away,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
it?
Guys, do
25
you have lag
something like that.
too?
Not really. But bushes, knocked over trees act as bushes for sure. So you can sit
I'm
here and
getting, like,
shoot down to D8. This can, you know. Or if you want to play a heavy tank and get early shots on there, bomb some early damage. That's a thing you can do. Playing in this little alley from this side is not very good, because if you want to shoot people sitting on the corner in E8, you have to expose yourself to anyone poking from, you know, both the positions
Yeah,
that
where
we
you were
were
showing
talking about
before.
before, yeah. From all the way over there, and you have to poke out so far. It's just not really a good idea. Oh, why am I going this way?
No, stop it!
Oh shit. Alright, don't touch him anymore, guys.
If you want to play from this side, again, similar story. You have to poke out probably a bit too far. There isn't the kind of the same kind of hold down rubble that you can use that makes the other side quite a lot better.
Nearly flip the ramp.
Okay. I know this is distraction, but when I shoot the boat, the bullet goes somewhere else in the water.
Ricochets. Mickle, put your tank up,
Alright guys, come on, focus. Dandru's not wasting his time on us.
Aren't I? Yeah, pushing down this side can be pretty good, because generally it's easier for the south spawn to win the middle, which means you can be a bit more aggressive pushing across like this, and the people in the middle,
Oh my god.
they can have good shots from you leaving the town, but if you use the buildings, you know, if you cross quickly and you use the buildings and whatnot, you can get into quite a bit of cover. But it can be quite easy to get bogged down going down the 8 line and then maybe down into A7. So just be careful of how far you want to be pushing along, because if you get stuck there, it can be quite tricky to leave if they have people, you know, people in the middle who can spot you as you leave. And again, we've got the positions on the little ridge here where you can shoot into their base. And if you want to be really aggressive, you can use the bush kind of in A5 and spot anyone. That's what you really want to try and do. If you can get here and spot the people in the middle, and then you get shots on, and then move up into the bush that's just ahead and spot the people camping in the corner, so then maybe the people in the corner can get shots on. It's the same kind of moving up along one line at the same time as moving up along another. So keep the crossfires going the whole
Good
time.
job. Good job. You special human being. Fucking special human being.
Hey!
Right, let's go look at the middle.
I'm
I
gonna
was
take
the one who killed
I'm gonna take Dev with me.
Okay.
Look at the kills, it wasn't me. Dev drove into Axe.
No. Axe.
Can somebody
Oh,
Hold on,
no.
I'll pick him
Right,
up.
just carry on with the fucking training.
Hey, can
I guess I'll pick him up.
That was my alpha.
oh yeah, thank you.
Okay, so why is this side better when the fighting is a bit slower? If you sit behind this building is super good. You can poke out from it, and there are bushes pretty far away, so you can get shots into people who are playing the middle on the other side. And if you're playing a light tank, something that you might want to be thinking about is knocking over this tree and then driving through this building here. Yeah, does everyone understand? So then when you go behind that building, after you finish doing your spotting run, that tree then acts as another layer of bushes, so you almost certainly won't get spotted through them, and the building's no longer there, so you can shoot at people who are sitting on the corner in E8. And if you don't knock over the tree, you can either hug the building really closely, whilst also being careful not to back up too far so people in the middle can get your rear drive wheel, and you know you stay permatracked. Or you can just move across a bit and use these bushes, although you don't have quite as good shots because the angle isn't quite as good as it could be. Other ways to play the middle, you can just find decent positions, but if you're trying to shoot the enemies in the middle, poking over too far can be a bit risky. You get shot at from B2, which can be a nasty surprise in my experience. You don't realise that they're actually focusing. People just sitting in the corner not really doing a lot. From the south spawn, another thing that can definitely be done is rushing pretty quickly into this line of bushes here. Most notably this one here, or the one a bit further back here. This means you can spot anyone going along the C line and maybe pushing onto the 1 line, but being a bit lazy about it, and get either free spotting damage or free damage off of it.
Is it normally worth, if there's like a bush and a tree, knocking the tree over first so you can...
Yeah, knocking the tree over can be beneficial. It just adds an extra layer of concealment. And if it's a bit further forward, it means that you don't have to go back quite as far before you're bushed up behind it. Where the tree goes non-transparent.
Always be careful that other people might see you knocking down a tree and just shoot the area anyway.
That's what
Something to think about. Honestly, I'd
watch yourself.
But that can happen. It's probably more of an issue in competitive games rather than random battles. But you don't really stick around in there too long, because people can wise up to what you're doing and maybe come and spot you, unless you're in like Swedish TD or E25 or something sneaky like that. Now, playing the 1 line from this side, obviously you can camp in these bushes and be really boring and not really do anything to help win the game. Or use the sort of hold down over here that usually doesn't actually work out and people just get completely wrecked. With this bush here, which gives you good shots down the side, but I don't know, you just get spotted quite often, and 140 doesn't have enough gun depression to use the bush properly. Not quite anyway. But you can definitely be pretty aggressive playing down the 1 line from this side, because there's a you want to try and get up not to where Tigers is. If you get stuck behind that rock, you're probably, well, it's not so good for you. Let's put it this way.
No, behind.
Yeah, you want to get up to the next rock over there. When you're there, it gives you really good positions to shoot onto campers on the 1 and 2 line, and you can also use these little ramps to shoot into the middle. Especially in competitive play, you see it quite a lot where people take the 1 line aggressively and then put either mediums or 113s down on the 1 and 2 line, using these ramps and stuff to shoot up at anything in the middle. Pushing around this rock, there could be massive TDs just sitting in the corner. There's just so many ramps that you can use to shoot into the middle, and plenty of bushes as well to use with them. If you want to get the best shots, especially in the old 113 anyway, with only 5 degrees of gun depression on the side, you can go all the way around, probably further around than this so you don't get spotted from the middle. And use the ramp that's just over here, which requires very little gun depression. So, if you're in a 62AU, it's probably a bit better for that, because less gun depression and stuff. Like this. You can go a bit further back and get better angles, and this massive line of bushes basically means you won't get spotted. But there can be like, if they let you take the 1 line, quite often they'll put a back chat in the bushes that are back there that I talked about, where you can push into the campers in 1 and A1, A2, which means if you poke here, trying to shoot into people in the middle, quite often you'll get spotted from a back chat or a light tank in that bush. It's clearly not where you want to be happening, and then you might just fall back a bit and find better ramps and stuff to use. Again, just generally don't try and push across the open field into the cap circle on this map. It's just, no, not a good idea. There's too much open ground, too many crossfires where you can get shot at from. Although if you can manage to get into these bush positions, it can be really effective in just killing everything that's in the middle, or anyone who's coming around to defend, because the positions are really strong. As long as you use the bushes properly. I think that's actually about it for Fisherman's Bay. Does anyone have any questions? That's
What's
fortunate.
the 5th letter of your last name?
Oh,
Come on.
Wait, hang on. 1,
Um,
2, 3, 4. E. Nailed it.
Ooh, E.
Hey, why is General
I've
Miking
got a
climbing
question.
on my
Is there
Yeah.
tank?
is there like a sort
No.
of map with dots or markers on it where you can see where the bushes are? Because you explain it now, but I guarantee many of us just forget it for about 75%.
You want to see the strat sketch of my notes for this?
A sort of map with, yeah, at least dots on it. You know, you have indicator.
Yeah, sure.
What
I'll
are
send a
you
link to
doing,
it.
I don't know. Yeah, I know heat
Echo.
maps website, but that's it.
This is the strat sketch that I made of the different positions.
oh, brilliant.
Oh, nice.
Can we
That's
find
me
Nickel?
being-
Oh, that's handy.
Wait,
there's
Ram
still
Nickel.
something I want to
Ram.
say.
For fuck's sake,
Mhm.
farming.
Somebody wanted
Still
to say
think
something?
that for the
Tigers.
mediums
Mhm.
and light tanks, the line 1-2 is more secured, let's say, than any other position on the map. Because
Yeah, so if you play it correctly, then you can quite easily break it down. And if you do manage to get into those corners, you can get really good crossfires into the middle. And you can win the game super quickly if you win the one line.
Yeah, okay guys, I have to go to it. See you later.
Alright,
See ya.
take care.
Yeah.
Thank you for the training.
User joined your channel.
If that's all the questions, I think we're done here.
You got more maps or only on this map?
Just this map today.
Oh,
And it only took me half an hour. Took me an hour last week.
wow.
Is,
Okay.
is your Christian name really Fred?
No.
Derek.
Derek. Whoa.
Bob.
It is only Bob if it's pronounced like that.
Thanks for that, Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers,
Dan.
Andrew.
And like, I've got a couple of replays as well if you're like really
Oh, yeah.
interested, I guess.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah,
thanks.
you any good here?
Get out, PG.
Alright,
People interested in some strongholds for tonight?
Yeah.
No.
thanks guys then.